Hearty welcome to the online class children, class 7, subject science. In unit 4, in the previous session, we have seen Dalton's theory. So I think you all know matter is made up of atoms and molecules only. And do you know what is meant by an atom? Atoms are the very smallest particle which cannot be seen through our eye. If you see the things which are lying around you, for example, it can be a chair or a table, or it can be any book, pencil, or it can be any blackboard. All those things are made up of atoms only. And what is meant by a molecule? Molecules are the combination of two or more atoms, right? So, in the previous session, we have seen Dalton's theory. Can you remember what is meant by Dalton's theory? According to Dalton, atom is a very smallest particle and it is an indivisible particle, which means which cannot be easily separate. That is said to be indivisible and it is spherical in shape. So, according to Dalton, atom is a smallest indivisible particle and it is very spherical in shape. Now we shall see the next two theories, that is J.J. Thomson's theory and Rutherford's theory. First we shall see the J.J. Thomson's theory. Have you heard about the scientist J.J. Thomson? Yes, J.J. Thomson was the man, or he is a scientist who discovered electron. And during the year 1897, J.J. Thomson proposed this theory. He compared an atom with the watermelon. With the help of watermelon only, he found, or he proposed the structure of an atom. And he was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1906, mainly for the discovery of electron. So according to J.J. Thomson, he says that, or he compares the atomic structure into a watermelon, right? His theory proposed that atom has positively charged part like the red part of the watermelon. I think you all love to have watermelon. So in the watermelon you can able to see the red color parts. So he compared the red color portion of the watermelon into the positively charged particle of an atom. And can you able to see the seeds inside the watermelon? Yes, we can able to see the seeds in the watermelon. So he used to compare the seeds of watermelon with the electron. So according to J.J. Thomson, the red color portion of the watermelon is the positively charged particle, and the seeds which are embedded over here are the negatively charged particle, which is said to be the electron. And he was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1906. Although this theory explained why an atom is neutral, it was incomplete theory in other ways. Can you say how does this theory was neutral? So according to this theory, both the positive and negative charges are equal. So whenever the positive and negative charges become neutralized, then that is said to be neutral in charge. So it does not have any resultant charge. So Thomson says that electron will be there in any atom, and he proposed this theory based upon watermelon, where the red color portions are the positively charged particles and the seeds are the negatively charged particles, and it becomes neutral because both the positive and negative charges remains equal. So it becomes neutral according to Thomson. Now we shall see the next theory based upon atom, that is Rutherford's theory. And he invented, or he proposed this theory with the help of an experiment only. What he did is, he bombarded a very thin layer of gold with the positively charged alpha particles. He found this theory by means of an experiment only. What he did is, he used to bombard the very thin layer of golden sheet with the help of positively charged alpha particles. So at that time, he found that most of those rays which travel at a great velocity passed into the golden sheet without encountering any obstacles. A few are, however, turned back from the sheet. Rutherford considered this remarkable and miraculous, as if a bullet had turned back after colliding with the tissue paper. And based upon this experiment, he found that most alpha particles pass through the gold sheet, which means atom consists mainly empty space. That is the first one he analyzed. And the second is the part from which the positively charged particles are turned back is positively charged but very small in size as compared to the empty space. That is the second one he can able to analyze with the help of doing his experiment. So finally he proposed his theory, which means here I think you can able to see a picture where at the center you can able to see the positively charged particle, that is said to be the nucleus. So nucleus lies at the center of an atom. According to Rutherford, nucleus will be lying at the center of the atom, and then most of the mass of the atom is concentrated only in the nucleus, and in the nucleus you may able to see the plus symbol, right? That is said to be positive charge. So according to Rutherford, the nucleus at the center of the atom has the positive charge. And then you can able to see the next circle where, and you can able to see the red color portion which is said to be the electron. And generally electrons are negatively charged particle. So the negatively charged electrons revolve around the nucleus in specific orbit, where the electrons can able to roll, or it can able to lie only in this orbit only. It is the pathway for the electron to move in an atom, that is said to be the orbit. So according to Rutherford, nucleus will be at the center, and in the nucleus only positively charged particles will be lying, and then the electrons, that is negatively charged particle, will revolve around the nucleus of an atom. In comparison with the size of the atom, the nucleus size will be very small. So based upon the size of an atom, what will happen? The nucleus size will be very small. These are the three things from which we can able to he have analyzed with the help of his experiment. Now we shall see a video based upon this theory.
The plum pudding model of an atom was one of the most widely accepted models all over the world for understanding the structure of the atom. However, several experiments performed by scientists to study the atomic structure showed astonishingly different results. They were contradicting the plum pudding model. This led many scientists all over the globe to reconsider the structure of an atom and study it again. Around the year 1911, a British physicist, Ernst Rutherford, carried out the famous gold foil experiment. He did this to understand the structure of an atom. The experiment was carried out by Rutherford along with Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden. The experiment he performed was a breakthrough in the field of chemistry, which helped him understand the structure of an atom in a more accurate manner. This is how the setup of his experiment looked like. As we can see here, he used a source of alpha particles locked in a lead container with a very small slit. This ensured that the alpha particles only came out through a small opening and travelled in a straight line. But why did he select alpha particles in the first place? Well, the alpha particles were having high energy and were heavier as well. So if we say the atom is like a pudding of positively charged particles with electrons embedded in it, then the particles will pass straight through it. This is obvious because the heavier particles will pierce through the lighter pudding structure of the atom and pass through it. This is what Rutherford thought. For this reason, their greater mass and energy compared to the protons made him choose alpha particles for the experiment. Next, he used a very thin gold foil on which the alpha particles would bombard. Why did he choose a gold foil? Well, a really thin gold foil was estimated to contain approximately 1000 atoms. Lesser the atoms, more convenient the experiment would be. Lastly, are we able to locate this circular band with a gap here? What could this be? Well, this is the screen. A fluorescent screen that would help us detect the radiation. That means the screen will glow or emit fluorescent light whenever alpha particles will hit it. So this is how the track of alpha particles can be traced. Now we're all set to understand how the experiment worked. The alpha particles were emitted from the element present in this box. These directly hit the gold foil. Now what should happen ideally? As we know, the Thomson's model suggested that an atom is a sphere of positive charge with negative electrons embedded inside it. That means it is expected that the alpha particles will pass right through the atoms and hit the detector straight. And why so? Because the mass of alpha particles is heavier than the mass of positive charges. That means they should directly hit the atom and move ahead through it. Only a very small deviation would probably be acceptable in this case. But is this what he observed? Not really. He was astonished to get unexpected results. What results did he get? He found that most of the fast-moving alpha particles passed straight through the foil and hit the detector. However, some particles got deflected by small angles. And lastly, to his astonishment, few alpha particles also rebounded. Now, how can this be possible? These three observations made Rutherford think that the plum pudding model is not really correct. Based on the conclusions he had, he put forward the new hypothesis explaining the structure of atoms. What were his conclusions? Let us have a look at the conclusions by Rutherford, followed by the new atomic model put forth by him in the next video.
So now we shall see what we have seen in today's session. So we have seen two theories. One will be the Rutherford's theory and the second topic is J.J. Thomson's theory. Now you can able to see this picture clearly. The first one is Dalton's model, second one is Thomson's model, and the third one is Rutherford's model, where according to Dalton, an atom is a hard and solid sphere, and this theory have been proposed during the year 1808. In the second picture, that is Thomson's model, it had been proposed during the year 1897, and according to Thomson, he compared the structure of an atom with the help of a watermelon. According to him, the red color portions are positively charged particle and the seeds are negatively charged particles, and he is the founder of electron. And the third one is Rutherford's model. It had been proposed during the year 1977, and according to Rutherford, he compared, or he says that nucleus will be lying at the center of an atom, and in the nucleus you can able to see the positively charged particle, while the negatively charged particles will revolve around the atom. And now we shall move into the home fun. Your first one, you need to write the Thomson's theory based upon atom, and your second question, you have to write the Rutherford's theory based upon atom, and third question, who discovered electron? Thank you, children.